Right, hello everyone, welcome back to US30 recap video. So this is going, first of all, we're going to go over the templates and then we're going to go to the previous day price action and go over everything and how we mark up everything. So first of all, these are your templates that you apply to the session opening. This one is normally used, so this is from the session opening time, so New York and London. Then we have, this is the opposite one scenario. So just take a screenshot or message me if you want these actual pictures. So these are just the opposite. That's the bearish scenario and that's the bullish one. Then we have the early entry. So this is an early entry for a buy just before the session opens. So what price will do is about an hour before the session opens, it pushes down to a key area, takes liquidity, retests a key level, and then the session opens and injects volume towards the upside straight away without any retracement. This is the same thing but a bearish scenario. So these are the main four templates that you will use on your chart. We have two more, this one and this one, which are just trend continuations, as you can read there. So these are just used when the mop is normally used. So the blue line is normally what level the mop is normally running at. So price will push through normally in the London session, retrace for the New York and bounce off the mop and continue down. So these don't always get used, but they can, and they are very useful when you get that set up. Now let's go to the chart and just go over the last 2 days, because so what we have here, this one here on the 8th of January was a early entry buy. So this comes just before the template, just before the New York Open, and that is on the 5-minute. Let me just show you this and I'll move on. So these are the early levels. That pushes down, retest that little blue line, which is the key level, and then the New York Open takes place here, injects the volume straight towards the upside. Now we can go on to this day here, and we will go over the mop, and then I'll go over the next day. So for the mop, we want a white line. I always use a white line. It's up to you what you use. And this is applied to 5 a.m. UK time, which is midnight opening price New York, and that is there. So that would be the first one you apply like that. Next one is the pre-London, which on this chart is at 9, and that is at 7 a.m. and I put that in blue. Any kind of timing key level goes in blue for me. So I could change that and I could start putting all them in now. So that is there on that candle. Let me zoom in a bit. So then 1 hour later is the UK Open, London Open here on this red candle. Just run straight along there. And that is just like that. And then we put an arrow on there. So when we do take a picture, or we want to know where exactly it is, that shows you where the London session is opening. So that's all you do for the London session. So you can see here, price pushes up, just about takes that high, then pushes down, takes liquidity, and then they continue their buy, and it goes sideways and continues towards the upside. I don't trade the London Open. I focus on the New York. So New York, we go to 1 p.m., which is here, and that is the pre-New York. That runs along like that. Half hour later was the news. That's at high volume time, and that is there when things start to kick off. And then an hour later, 2:30 UK time, we have the New York Open, which is down here like that. And what we're going to do is put another arrow there. so we can see exactly where it is. The start of that big green candle here. So what we have here is pre-New York, high volume time, and then the New York Open there. So that is the setup for that day. This day is mostly focused around the liquidity grabs. What I mean by that is New York Open takes place, pushes up here, and it creates liquidity. So I stayed out on most of this move because the price action wasn't clear and it's likely to run over my trading period. So I stayed out. Price goes up, creates a double top, comes down, retests the New York Open, which is a template of pushing up, retest, and continue up, but it wasn't a very clear one, so you would have known to stay out of that. Then we have liquidity collections down here, and you have the London low to your left. So that is the major area of liquidity. So the only things you use are time, liquidity, and the structure of the blue lines. They will show you what price is doing. And on this day, got multiple fake outs, and then we've done the final fake out down here, impulse move up, takes the double top, retraces to that high volume time. So this was the news event that happened yesterday, on the 9th actually, and then continue towards the upside. The levels are normally used when price is moving in one direction. Now let's go to the next day, because that was an easy day. So this was an easy setup. That is the New York Open, straight there. So this now is going to show you exactly how things can play out when they are perfect. So that there is the New York Open. These are the kind of setups you want to get. These are the kind of setups that are the easiest. So now we want to put on the pre-New York, which are here. Like that. This is what I do most days. Always go over the previous day. That's why I'm uploading it to YouTube, in case it helps anyone else. It's the same strategy. You just got to know what's happening, and when things are very clear, it's very easy to trade. So that is the New York session. Where is the mop? I ain't going to put everything on because it's going to take too long. The mop is around here. London Open is around here, so that just pushed down, so we could put a liquidity line here. So we are focusing on this bullish move that comes from the New York Open. So now we can go to the 15-minute time frame and just go over that. So here we are. New York Open takes place, pushes down into this previous buy area. So this was a discount buy area from further to your left, which is here. So that was a buy area from the New York session open on the 6th of January. So this blue line here is a New York Open for that day. So that is a confirmation in itself. And you can see here, this was buying power. So that is also a discount buy area. So the reason they push down when the New York session opens is to retest this buy area where they already have lots of buy orders. So they are layering up on that bullish move. And by identifying this, it follows the template of New York session opens, pushes down, takes liquidity, retests a key area. I'm sure there's a New York Open level in there too from the past, but I'd have to go over that more in detail. So once you start to see that rejecting, you can get into the move, especially after taking this liquidity, into the move, and this would be your main resistance to get past. Once you get past that, it should turn into bullish support, which it does here. You get a push through, retrace to the New York Open, exactly, and then you get a clear continuation towards the upside. So the areas you would look to enter are down here and on this retest here. And that's a clear continuation towards the upside. to target liquidity, which is the previous day high here. And that is giving you structure on how to enter, targets that are easy to follow, which are liquidity normally, and things to look out for, which would be the New York Open level where the new bullish support would be made. So that is recapping that day and following the trade templates. So the main aim is to prepare for the New York Open and look at the pre-New York and the high volume time. Is it making a early setup that follows the early trade templates of buying and selling before the session opens? If not, then you wait for the New York Open to take place. Then it should give you a nice setup and it should be nice and quick, and your trading day should be over within an hour or two. Mr. Me, if you've got any questions, links below. Take care and goodbye. You also got the previous day low there too.